Howdy, I'm Sheriff Sue. Those who love Western movies absolutely don't know me. I know, I'm not as famous as Wyatt Earp, Billy the Kid, or Butch Cassidy. Well, the president himself gave an order to me to catch a legendary outlaw. He's in hiding with his buddies. In order to find them, I will go to the places he's been to. First of all is his childhood home. Let's go, guys. If you see him, just hold I spy with my little eye.
Howdy fellas. I'm Butch Cassidy. I'm known as a train and bank robber. And also the leader of the Wildbunch. A gang of criminal outlaws. Fear me not if you're just an ordinary person with no money.
Butch Cassidy's childhood home is located on Highway 89 in Circleville, Utah. I found it by accident when driving back from Moab to Las Vegas. It's a perfect stop to take a break, have your lunch, or just stretch your legs. Restrooms are available. Butch Cassidy was born in Beaver, Utah on April 13, 1866. He was the eldest of 13 siblings. His parents were Mormons from England. They migrated to the US to answer Brigham Young's call to Mormons who live overseas to develop Mormons' new settlement in Utah. Brigham Young is the successor of Joseph Smith as the second president of the Mormon Church. Butch was born as Robert Leroy Parker. He was called Bob or Roy. The family moved to this farmhouse in 1879. Although there was lots of work to do, the Parkers always made time to have fun as a family. They played and sang together. Butch liked to play his harmonica. Once the kids gave wine to the chickens. The mom was confused to see the chickens were acting funny. Unfortunately, there's no attendant or guide available here. The house is locked, but you're still able to see the inside. There's some information you can read. It's written here that Butch Cassidy was actually a fun big brother. He loved dancing and horse racing. He also liked to read, was a hard worker, and was kind to animals. This is articles about Butch Cassidy in the newspapers. Salt Lake Tribune reported that he has lived more than 12 cats. He was reported being killed many times, but always came back and involved in notorious robberies. This is the wanted poster from Pinkerton National Detective Agency. Butch and two of his friends robbed a bank in Nevada on September 19th, 1900 and got away with $32,640, which is equals to more than $1 million today. The reward is $1,000 per robber, plus 25% of the recovered money. Here is the census document dated June 1st, 1880. It's written that Max and Ann Parker lived in this house with their 6 children. The eldest was Robert Leroy Parker, none other than the legendary Butch Cassidy. While you are seeing the house, the farm, the equipments, and the surrounding, or enjoying the scenery, I'd like to tell more about Butch Cassidy. Butch was 13 when he decided to help his family's finances by leaving home and working in nearby ranches. He met and was mentored by Mike Cassidy, Mike taught him how to train horses and shoot gun. Butch had his first trouble with the law after he was accused of stealing by a store owner in the nearby town. Butch wanted to buy a pair of pants. He went to the town, but unfortunately the store was closed. He broke in, took the pants, and left a note to promise to come back and pay it. Eventually he was let off, but he was resentful toward the legal system and law enforcement. Mike Cassidy decided to leave after he got into trouble with the law. Later, Butch himself, after turning 18, left Utah. He once worked as a butcher. That's how he got his nickname, and then he used it as his first name and put his mentor's last name as his, in order to protect the honor of his family. Butch was not a cold-blooded killer. He never shot and killed anybody. He only shot for self-defense. He planned each robbery for months. He learned every details and planned an escape route carefully. He put some fresh horses in some places on his escape route. He was also a man of word. He kept his promise. When he was released from the prison, he promised not to steal horse anymore. And yes, he never went back to jail for horse thievery. Once, when he was planning to rob a bank, he went to a store and asked the lady who owned it, why did she look so sad? She replied that her husband had just passed away and the banker would come and take her store. She has a $1,000 debt and unable to pay it. After Butch robbed a bank, he came back to the store and gave $1,000 to the lady. Banks and train company hired Pinkerton National Detective Agency to track and either catch or kill Butch Cassidy and his gang. They were getting closer, so Butch decided to flee to New York, then took a ship to Argentina with his sidekick, the Sundancekid. He became a rancher and robbed the bank too. Pinkerton smelled his existence there and they fled to Bolivia. This is the picture of Fred Hayes. This place is not preserved without his dedication. He was the director of Utah Division of Parks and Recreation. He was heavily involved in funding the restoration of this place. You've heard about Butch Cassidy, the legendary bank and train robber. Do you want to know the end? Stay tuned and listen to the man himself.
Many people believe that the Sundancekid and I were killed during a shootout with the Bolivian army in 1908. They indeed found two bodies and buried them. They identified and wrote a report that the two bodies were Butch Cassidy and the Sundancekid. My younger sister Lula Parker Battenson planned to write about me. Her book came out in 1975. When she wrote her book, a dozen letters came to her house. Those were the people who claimed to see me after the Bolivian shootout. In her book, my sister claimed that she saw me in a family gathering in 1925. She said that I died in 1937 at the age of 71. She claimed that she knew where I was buried at. But she kept the information for herself. Lula died in 1980. There was a guy whose name was Percy Seibert. He was Bolivian. He was the guy who identified the two bandits died during the famous gunfight. He knew well that the two bodies were not ours. But he said they were ours. I saved his life once and he did that to repay me. There was a report that in 1990s the two bodies were exhumed and DNA tested. The DNA did not match. So which side of the story do you believe? It's up to you.
This is the end of this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, the bell sign, and share this video to your friends and relatives.